Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to all my dear students. I hope you all are fine at your home and doing study at your home. Once again, welcome back to subject English class 7. We continue with the chapter prepositions. So first of all, students, open your grammar guide textbook. Open page number 93 in your textbook. First of all, I revised you what we have done in the previous two videos of prepositions. We have seen prepositions of time and prepositions of place. So in prepositions of time, we have learned at, on, in. Here we have learned that we have to use at when we are talking about clock time or meal time. On we are using with day and date. And in we have to use for longer periods as a month, year, seasons. After we have learned prepositions of place, at, in, on. Here we have learned that at we have to use when we are talking about the position or a point in space, events or group activities, shops or workplaces, any person's house or flat. In we have to use when we see something as having volume or area. Then we have learned that in we can use when we are talking about cities, towns, villages, when we are thinking of them as places having length and breadth. But normally use at when we see the city, town or village as a point on our journey. Then on we can use for the place as a surface. For example, they sat on the floor. Put the newspaper on the stool. So we have learned these prepositions of place and time. Even we have completed one exercise too. Now today we'll see another type of prepositions, that is prepositions of travel. Now here, earlier in prepositions of time and place, we have learned on, in and at how to use these prepositions by talking about time or place. But today we will see prepositions of travel. So here how to use different prepositions, not only in, on and at. Now look at, according to rules we have to learn here. Look at rule number 1. Now students, this topic is at page number 96. So first of all, open everybody page number 96 and look at rule number 1 of prepositions of travel. We use by plus noun to say how somebody travels. We do not use the or a article here. So here for travel, how somebody travels. For that we have to use by. Did you come by train or bus? Yes. How the person come here? By train or by bus? How the person travel? By train, by bus, by aeroplane, etc. Here some more examples. By bike, by car or road, by taxi, by bus, by train or by rail, by ship or boat, by sea, by plane or air, and so on. So when you are asking somebody how the person arrived here, how the person traveled here from her or his house to your house, so that time you have to use by word, by preposition. Now look at rule number 2. We cannot use by when we talk about a specific bike, car and so on. Yes, when you specified something, that time no need to use by. But generally you're asking that how some person travel. You're not specified that the person come by his car, by his bike etc. But when you specify, you know very well that the person come by his own car. That time, no need to use by his car. So that time, no need to use by. For example, I will go on my bike. So that time, not by my bike. On my bike. He came in Mr. Verma's car. By Mr. Verma's car is wrong. We travel on the 8:30 bus. Now you know very well that 8:30, whatever bus is coming, on which bus you will travel. So that time you have to use on, not by. Because your specified word is given, 8:30 bus. Mr. Verma is a one specific, you are saying very specific person name. So that time no need to use by Mr. Verma's car. So I hope students you are clear about these both differences, by, in, on, where to use in, on and where to use by. Now we'll move to rule number 3. We use on plus my or your or on plus article the and a to talk about a specific bike, bus, train, ship or plane. Now you know what's the name of this all preposition? Which type of preposition we are learning? Preposition of travel. So that's why everywhere you will learn, you will listen the name of bus, train, ship, bike, car, etc. These vehicles we are using for traveling. So here, when you use on plus my or your, on plus article the and a, to talk about a specific bike, bus, train, ship or place, we use in plus my, your, or you can use in plus the or a with a specific car, taxi, van or lorry. For example, we say on foot, not by foot. When you are going somewhere, when you walk and go somewhere, that time you have to use, we say on foot. I come on foot. Gary goes to school on foot. He walks to school. He walks and goes to school. So that time you have to use on foot. Now rule number 4. At the beginning of a journey, we talk about getting in or into cars. At the beginning of a journey, we talk about getting in or into cars, taxis, lorries and vans. At the end of a journey, we talk about getting out of them. Why? Going inside the taxi, we can use in taxis or into taxis. But while in the end of the journey, we say about getting out of this car. When we talk about motor, bikes, trains, buses, ships, boats and planes, we use on or onto and off. When we are out of them, when we come out of the car, that time we have to use for these all words on or onto or off. So remember this word, trains, buses, ships, boats and planes. When we are talking about these all motorbikes, so we have to use on or onto or off. For example, the passengers got into the car, means inside the car. They went inside the car. So that's why here using the word into. We paid the driver and got out of the taxi. Out of the taxi. Now look at here, the word taxi is not mentioned. That's why here the word is using out of. This one, out of. It was difficult for her to get on the bus. Now look at here, on and bus. get on the bus. He jumped onto the train. Train word, that's why he written the word onto. I have to get off the bus at the next stop. Get off means out of. Here in or into cars. Here on or onto for this all word. For taxis, lorries and vans you have to use in or into. And for trains, buses, ships, boats and planes. For this word we have to use on or onto. So remember students this word. For car, taxis, lorries and vans you have to use in or into. And for trains, buses, ships, boats, motorbikes, planes we have to use on or onto. And to come outside of these vehicles like taxis, cars and lorries and vans, they have to use out of. And from these vehicles to come out, you have to use only off or double F. I have to get off the bus at the next stop. Get off the bus. We'll be getting off the train in the 10 minutes. Means we'll reach in our place. The end of the journey. So I hope students it's clear to you. Once again I repeat it that in prepositions of travel, first of all you have to use by when you are traveling. How to travel? By train, by bus, by car, by taxi. When you are not know very well the whose taxi, whose bus, whose train. But when you are very sure about that it's my car, friend's car, Mr. Mehta's car, etc. That time you have to use in or on. But when you walk and come to that particular place, so for that you have to use on foot. After we have learned about that, rule number 4, when you go inside cars, taxis, lorries and vans, you have to use in or into. When you at the end of the journey, when you come out of that particular vehicles, you have to use out of. But when you are talking about the vehicles like motorbikes, trains, buses, ships, boats and planes, that time you have to use while going inside on or onto. And when you come out of these vehicles at the end of the journey, that time you have to use off, O-double-F. So students, I hope it's clear to you prepositions of travels. Now we'll move to the exercise. Now look at here number 1. First of all, look at the heading. Fill in the blanks with the suitable prepositions. Did you come dash car? Did you come dash car? Did you means travel? Somebody travel. So what will come here? By car. Number 2. He was angry dash me. Dash coming late. Here general prepositions you have to use, not only prepositions of travel, okay? So he was angry with me, not on me. With me for coming late. We congratulated him dash his success. So what will come students here? On his success. They don't know the cause dash the accident, the cause of. We were surprised to dash what he said. Surprised at or surprised by. Both are correct. She was shocked by the news, at the news. Both is correct here too. There is a need dash more engineers, for more engineers. We all got dash the train and walked out of the station. Now look at here students, prepositions of travel. Here you have to use prepositions of travel. We all got the train. When you go inside the train, which word, which prepositions you have to use? on or onto. But when you at the end of the journey, when you are saying out of the train, so for that which word you have to use? O double F. Got off. He was absent dash work yesterday. What will come from work yesterday? We don't know the reason dash he is absent. For he is absent. So students, copy this all exercise, all answers, 1 to 10 answers, copy in your textbook with a pencil. And try to understand the prepositions of travel and prepositions of place and time too. And if you have any doubts, so you can write in the comment box. So in a next video of prepositions, I can solve your doubts. Thank you all and have a beautiful day.